My name is Olaomi. My questions are: what age is a child expected to have a phone or iPad? And what can government do more to curb negative TV contents?
My name is Chinazo. How can we curtail addiction to TV screens?
My name is Bukola. My question is, how can we curtail peers' influence on a child to watch TV content? Thank you.
My name is Moses Mosu. My question is, can a child be influenced by what he or she sees in the TV alone, or by the actions or characteristics of our parents? Thank you.
If you are wrong, learn to say I'm sorry. Learn to say I'm sorry. Listen, humility does not take anything from you. Instead, it adds to you. Humble yourself and you will be exalted. That's the admonition.
Whether you're a man or woman, say I'm sorry. Yes. Welcome back. A lot of questions from the audience, which I love so much. So I direct them to our guest. But yeah, good response.
Thank you very much. Okay, the first person said, what age for device control? It's very relative. Your 3-year-old goes to lesson or sits at home with a tab. It's conditioned for a 3-year-old. You understand? Your child, your 5-year-old, 6-year-old has to do an assignment. And they say you can stay with the child, but let the child surf the internet. Maybe they've taught them how to surf the internet. So they say let the child surf the internet to look for the names of all Nigeria's past presidents. It's very simple. You type in Google all Nigeria's past presidents. Before 3 clicks, you get it out. So the aim is for the child to learn the process. You understand? Because a lot of schools try to prepare their children to compete with the international community. If they are going to compete with the international community, they must be IT savvy.
Exactly.
There's no middle point about it.
Yeah.
So to say a specific age is trying to put black and white where there are a million shades of gray. It is about a parent being responsible. If you want to give a tab to a 3-year-old, give a tab that is adapted to the age range to a 3-year-old. If you want to give a child YouTube, make sure it is 9-year-old YouTube that you give to a 9-year-old. Make sure there are certain restrictions on it. And you should also check your phones. Because if your child is trying to break the control that you put on your Gmail account, Gmail will notify you and say that there's some activity on your Gmail account. You simply call the house and say, young man, I can see what you are doing. Corporate. Do you understand? So it's not about age to say, because if I tell you now 6 years, you give a 6-year-old a device and you go to sleep.
No.
Or even a 15-year-old. You will give them and you will go to sleep. No, it's not about that. Don't obviate your responsibility to something else. Your responsibility stays with you as the parent. It doesn't move to anybody.
That's true.
So that's the first question. The second question says, what to do to abolish bad content? Like we said, bad content has a wide range. As a parent, you must know what you are dealing with. If you are watching local television, you see, don't take a blanket approach, right, to a football field problem. You are looking for a shortcut to a long destination. It doesn't happen like that. Do detailed work for better results in future. Take the time now. If the child is watching, if it's about DSTV, what can be done to DSTV? We've discussed it.
Exactly.
The parents have a place. The government has a place. So to abolish it, meanwhile, here's the thing. As a lawyer, I can tell you that everybody looks for the loophole in the law to ride upon. So as much as we're going to keep advocating that they should abolish, they should bring laws to regulate something, you must know that the people that want to push wrong content will keep looking for the loophole in the law.
Exactly.
Do you understand? To push their content. And there will always be loopholes in the law because we are human beings that are creating these laws.
Of course.
So while we're advocating that measures should be put in place to minimize our own pressures as parents, you understand, for monitoring, don't imagine that there's going to be a law somewhere
To abolish it now.
yes, because the Western world that has all the laws,
It can only be curbed. We are
exactly,
not trying to curb it.
we
yeah.
only know what happens. It is human being that we create the code to block the access. It's human being that we design the code to break it now.
You know, so
At least we all know. That's question 2. Question 3 is how to stop TV addiction. Rule of thumb for any addiction. To stop one addiction, develop another habit. So one of the reasons that has made TV the primary time consumer for children is because we parents, we are too lazy to think of something else to engage the child. It's that simple. You need to take time to study your child, to see what the child like, to engage the child. My children love Lego. I can tell you that if they watch that TV, it's only a matter of time because of the way I've trained them. They will get tired of TV. They are going to go and carry their Lego. Because of the way I train them, if I don't give them Lego, there's only one other thing, it's pegs. And I will buy 11 dozen pegs every 4 months because they will destroy it. 11 dozen every 4 months. They will destroy it. But they will leave the TV to play with the pegs. You understand? So a TV addiction, look for what that child likes. Start to build. I didn't say exchange. You can't do the exchange. That child will put up a major front for you. You will need a psychologist to deal with it. So start up another habit. Begin to have the conversation. Start up another habit with the child to develop more productive habits. And then also start the reward system. So you spend so amount of time doing this thing that is good, you give the child reward that they like. So there's no one-off, there's no solution today thing to it. It still comes back to investing the time in your children. What you invest that gives more lasting impact in your children is not the money, is the time. That's the third question. The fourth question says, TV alone or influences from parents and other things. It only stands to reason. It only stands to reason. The child opened their eyes that day and saw you.
Oh.
You are all they've seen. You are all they know. So somewhere between you and that thing, they can't take you out of the picture. No, they cannot take you out of the picture. Your daughter sees that your dress is slit to the waist. She doesn't know that there's anything wrong with a dress slit to the waist. You are her role model. How do you imagine then that you will tell her that the dress should not be slit to the waist? You are going to have to do professorial lecture to convince her that the dress should not be slit to the waist, because in her mind, mommy is good. Mommy represents everything ideal and proper.
Exactly.
And mommy says I shouldn't wear it. The child's brain has not gotten to the point of do as I say, not as I do. That child's brain has not gotten there. So what you are trying to teach the child,
and even that is bad in itself.
It's bad
do
in
as
itself.
I say, don't do as I do.
Not
It's
as I
bad
do.
in itself.
It's bad in itself. So the child's brain has not gotten to that point, and you don't want the child to learn do as I say, not as I do, because the child will also do as I say and not as I do. You understand? So I think that basically answers the 4 questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think you've done notable work by the answers provided for these questions, at least to let our viewers out there and even audience here who ask the questions that we have a lot of role to play as parents, and also government will also help us to be able to put our children under check. Thank you so much for those responses.
This is VVView.